Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Patricia Crane, and I want to welcome you to our informational webinar about the Banff, Canada training in October 17th to the 27th. Banff is a gorgeous location. If you've never been there, it is absolutely beautiful. So it's a special location for having this training. And with me are our panelists. And first is Victoria Johnson, who is our teacher trainer in Canada. And we're excited to have her here to share more about the training and what you can expect and what's included. And we also have three Heal Your Life workshop leaders and coaches, Chris Banis and Coralie Federer and Merlene Hodgson. So you're going to be hearing from them more about their experiences and how they've used the training after the training ends. And there's lots of support afterwards. Victoria is fantastic about giving support afterwards. So we don't just wave you goodbye after the training and say, have a nice life like some trainings do, but we really are committed to helping people use Louise's work to change their lives and to change the world. So we're really excited that you're interested in the training. And I would like to begin with a reading from one of Louise's books, Meditations to Heal Your Life. This is one of my favorites. It's got dozens and dozens in here. You can pick up this book and just look at it and be inspired whenever you need it. So I'm going to encourage you to just close your eyes, take a nice breath, and just really take in these words, remembering that the foundation of Louise's work is loving yourself. And it's really what's most important for you to begin your journey to greater things in your life. Love makes my world go round. My love is powerful. And what I know is that I treat myself as someone who is deeply loved. All kinds of events come and go through life, but the love for myself is constant. When I'm ready to love myself, and I really do, I can't hurt myself, nor can I hurt others. To me, the answer to world peace is unconditional love. It begins with self-acceptance and self-love. I no longer wait to be perfect in order to love myself. I accept myself exactly as I am, right here and right now. And so it is. And isn't that just a wonderful, beautiful thought to start out with, and to know that truly loving yourself is the foundation for change? Now, I'm going to briefly tell you how the training actually started, and then Victoria is going to tell you more about the program, and then you'll hear from the others about how Louise's work changed their lives and how they're using the training program information afterwards. I was fortunate to meet Louise personally and begin working with her in the intensive she was leading at the time. And then 1989, she went on the Oprah Winfrey Show. And even then, Oprah held up a book and it was a bestseller overnight. Mine is held together with a rubber band, my original one. I have newer ones, of course. And so Louise called myself and a few others who'd been assisting her and said, look, I am way too busy now to do the 2-day workshop that people have been attending. And would you like to do it? Now, what do you think we said? We said, are you kidding? We're like thrilled. So Hay House began sending us to some different places. And ultimately, I went to the UK. And in the UK, they said, the workshop, the 2-day workshop that you also learn to lead while you're at the training, has changed our lives so much over and above the book, which is fabulous, of course. Can you lead a training program? Well, I'd never thought of a training program. Louise had never really thought of a training program. So I came back to the US and called her and I said, Louise, people want a training program. And she said, okay. And we met and talked about it, went over the format of it, and it started in 1995. And now there are thousands of Heal Your Life practitioners worldwide in many different countries, sharing in many different languages, and really helping people to not only change their lives, and that's so important, but those ripples go out from them and their heart energy and their new knowing and change family and friends and the people in their workshops and their coaching. So, it's wonderful to really experience all of that. So now I'm going to turn it over to Victoria, and she'll tell you more about her experience. But first, I want to introduce her a little bit more. And she started training with us in 2012 and has just been so enthusiastic, has led, I don't know, Victoria, hundreds of workshops and
So
done,
many.
done so much coaching. And it was really her commitment to the work that led us to ask her to be a trainer in Canada. And her trainings are really well known for her being so personable and just so easy and really communicating so much, within the training. And it's her honor to witness the transformation that people have when they really learn to love themselves. And what we found is that it goes even so much deeper at the training. And that's always just a wonderful kind of surprise to a lot of the people that attend, that they just are gaining so much more. And so she'll not only be your teacher, but your mentor. And again, she is fantastic about offering the support afterwards to really get going. And she is also a best-selling author, and her book is, let's see, Do That and Then Some, Transform Feelings of Less Than to More Than Enough. So Victoria, please share about.
Oh, thank you, Patricia. Thank you. And I love what you shared about that story with Louise and you going back to her and her just saying, okay, it's just all about saying yes to life. So great. I was first introduced to this work in the late 80s, and it felt like home. I just felt like I had found something that I could believe in and trust in, and that it just resonated as true with me. And, I was young at the time and I just did my work for the next several years. And fast forward all that to 2012, I had this idea that if I've gone through all of these things in life and I've learned these lessons, then why not use them to help other people to heal their lives as well?
Mhm.
So I attended the training with Patricia in 2012. And my big goal was that I could recognize other people who needed help, be of service to them, be
Mhm.
blessed in the process, have them carry it forward then to be of service to someone else. And it would just be this continuous ripple effect. And that's really how it's turned out. It's been the biggest blessing in my life, the best gift I could have given myself. And I am just so incredibly grateful that I was able to really learn to trust myself and to move forward in life.
Wonderful. Okay, I'm going to go on to Merlene. And Merlene also is a Heal Your Life workshop leader and coach, and you are living in Calgary, Alberta at this time. Okay, and you have been on a journey of self-discovery for a long time, even before Louise's work, and then discovered her work and attended, both the workshop leader and the coach training. And I think it's really interesting that you came out of corporate facilitation, and we actually have quite a few people who come to the training who just got tired of corporate work and have come to the training so they could do something different and find a career that's really feeling more meaningful. And so we're excited to have you here and know that you're a very experienced group facilitator and also a workshop leader, of course, and coach. So please share about just your experience with Louise's work and your training and how you've used it afterwards.
I'll certainly try to do that. I guess that what Victoria said, it's about aligning and recognizing that you have something to offer. And as a young person, in my home life, I was raised by a minister whose idea was to heal everyone else and to love everyone else, but never really acknowledged that we should love ourselves first and give ourselves the recognition that we deserve. And so through my life, I struggled with that, and I was actually sick. When I found out that I couldn't help people. I had an ulcer when I was 5. I had another problem when I was in early university with swallowing, and all things that were manifested by my stress of not being able to support and help others.
Mm.
So when I first discovered Louise's work, it was actually through a Wayne Dyer book, but that led me on to, but I was working in a headache research program at the time before I worked with my, as you say, corporate, although it was all about feeling part of it too, with the business. But we were correlating physiological and psychological aspects of headache, and that was so interesting, and that really expanded me and gave me the desire to find out more about it. So that's when I started searching. And when I about the program that Patricia and Rick led, I thought, all right, this is for me. And at that time, I was able to take the time to do it, and I haven't looked back since. I have been working with Victoria, putting on the workshops, and absolutely loving her direction and her energy and spirit, and being able to just you know. Perhaps add something to it, and to be able to help facilitate. So that is probably my main thrust right now, and it's just such a beneficial learning and understanding about yourself that leads you to being so successful in anything that you do from then on. So
Mhm. Great. And that's the feedback that we get again from people who come to the training, that they've loved Louise's book, they've used the techniques, but they just get to such a deeper understanding of themselves. And Louise always said, the only person you ever need to work on is yourself. Now, we all think that our spouses need to work on themselves, I think usually, at least I have thought that. However, when you do really understand yourself and how the techniques really in your cells, then you're so much more capable of really helping others. So I'm going to go on to Chris now. And Chris, your background, and you already had training as a life coach and an herbalist before you came to the Heal Your Life training. And I think what's a little extra special about you is that you captured Victoria's heart at a workshop, and you're now married. So that's a
Yes,
wonderful connection story for Heal Your Life.
absolutely. Thank you for that, Patricia. How Patricia mentioned, I'm a certified herbalist. And back in the late 90s, I was treated a number of clients for a number of health issues. And it's a very vivid memory for me. I had one client that I was working with for several months, and she just really wasn't progressing health wise. And I was just kind of confused what to do. Back then, I was certainly aware of the mind body connection, but I would tell people try to reduce your stress levels or something like that. Very sort of generic advice. And this lady that I just talked about, she had shown up for an appointment. And I still remember very vividly, she has this canvas bag and she goes, I have to show you something. And I go, okay. And she pulls out this Louise Hay book, You Can Heal Your Life. And she looked at me square in the eyes and she said, this book has literally changed my life. And it was amazing to see the physical transformation in her when she embraced this book. And so I started to notice this pick up steam over the years, and I'm getting more and more interested in that mind body connection. Fast forward to 2017 when I met Victoria. And a fun fact for everyone, our second date, Victoria took me to a 2-day Heal Your Life workshop. And I was pretty nervous. And this is one thing Victoria says that always resonates with me. And she said it back then and she still says it. Just be willing to be willing. And so I was willing. It was an amazing experience for me. And shortly the following year, I became a certified Heal Your Life workshop teacher and coach, and I've assisted Victoria at and for myself, one of the most amazing and deep personal connections is watching that group of people first come together, and everyone's a bit nervous and not sure what to expect,
Mhm.
and then watch how quickly that growth develops over the training, the personal growth that happens to people. But then all of a sudden, you have this amazing family cheering you on, going through this transformation. And that family, and Patricia talked a little bit about it before, that family stays with you long after we're done the trainings. Everyone still stays in contact. It's so meaningful, so beneficial. And for me personally, I've spent a large part of my life just wanting to be around that group of people that got me, my tribe, that sort of thing. And the Heal Your Life family is such an amazing part of the trainings. you go through that transformation personally, but you go through that transformation as a group. It's just such an amazing,
Mm.
amazing experience.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. And I think you've really brought out a very important element about why we continue doing the trainings in person,
Yes.
because the energy and the group connection and everything that happens together in that week is so important. And I'm sure people have questions about online work, and we will get to that in a little while. But you've really brought out just the energy and the heartfulness that happens in the program. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, and I'm going to go to Coralie next. And Coralie, she is from Little Saskatchewan First Nations, Manitoba, living now in Edmonton. And her desire is to be of service and teach personal healing and personal responsibility. And your long-term goal is to open up a healing center for women and children escaping domestic abuse, which is such an amazing goal to have and so needed, absolutely. And you just really, truly desire to make a difference in the world and working as a vessel for your creator. So that's a beautiful self-statement and mission statement. Thank you. So I'm going to turn it over to you now and share about your finding Louise's work and how it's changed your life and how you're using the Heal Your Life philosophy now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here. I loved hearing everything you said, Chris, because I just got to do that workshop. And so I'm totally like, yeah, they're my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when I very first found the Heal Your Life work, so I really resonated, I feel like, a lot with what Chris said. In my past life, I call it, I am a journeyman seeker, pipe fitter. And then, but that was never where my soul, I feel like, was. I always knew that was meant to serve. Since the goal of the healing center, I've had that, or the dream of the healing center, I've had that since I was a teenager. So for as long as I can remember, that's always what I wanted to do. But I wanted to make money, so I went into a totally different whatever. And then I guess I got this amazing opportunity in 2017, and I've always been on the healing path, just not as intense. And then in 2017, everything changed, and it just started coming faster and faster to now where I feel like I have a very solid connection with my creator. And I bring that up because that's how I was led here. And I know it, I love what you said, like Chris, like, because I knew that I was done as a tradesperson, because I really wanted to work with people more. I was starting to get into that aspect. I experienced my first life coach, and I thought, that's what I want to do. I want to help people. I want to, help people heal themselves, right? Because it's not any of us, it's just providing the space, that safe space and that love for other people to do their own healing. And then when I started looking up, because at the time all I had in my head was life coach, but I'm all about having a piece of paper that says, something about something. So I was looking up life coach work or programs, and there's like a million. And I just was beside myself with, how do you pick one? I think I was looking for a year, honestly, and I just said, like, creator, I need you to help me, because I don't know where I'm supposed to go next. I knew that I was done where I was at the time, and I just didn't know where to go next. And then I started getting into the more spirituality kind of stuff. So I took one course, and they were Heal Your Life workshop teachers. And as soon as I remember sitting in the course and I saw their book there on the table, and like I slyly took a picture, because I'm like, I'm looking this up. I'm doing that. And when I looked it up, I found Victoria, I found that, and it was like, oh, it just makes me want to cry thinking about like that moment of when I found her to like what my life feels like right now. It was just like, I knew it was exactly where I needed to be. So I registered, and it was completely life changing. I think Chris, you were saying about watching somebody, that physical transformation. And I swear I experienced that. I never realized how much physical weight we carry around, you know, in all of the baggage. And not that I care about anything like that, but it was just such a visual validation. I feel like that's why I bring it up, because when I went to Heal Your Life, the workshop training in October, I was one size. And then, you know, you let go of so much. Oh my gosh, like an incredible amount. It was just like night and day. And I'm not even kidding. Like, I didn't diet, I didn't exercise, I didn't do anything. I came back like 2 to 4 sizes smaller, you know, and it's just seeming to have stayed off. But it's just that, like, holy, that healing was so intense. And I've definitely hit the next level. And but I'm so grateful. And I really like, so I just got to experience this thing on the weekend. My sister and I got to be a part of a movie, and we went to their wrap up thing. And I honestly felt like I was toe to toe with these people who just finished making a movie. And I said, honestly, I know this might sound like nothing to you because you just finished making a movie, but like the life that I'm living in this moment is literally more amazing than my wildest dreams come true. And I truly believe that is through the healing that I've been working on. And you know, like with that, the Heal Your Life, like the learning to love yourself, the deservability. Holy Victoria, I don't know how many times, or I'm Chris, I've said that be willing to be willing to be willing to be willing. When I use that, I have taught my first workshop, which was really beautiful. But I think that I just use Louise Hay's philosophies honestly every single day. I find myself called into those spaces every day, where whether I'm getting paid to hold the space for people or share Louise Hay's stuff or not, I'm still doing it.
Great.
That's just who I am. So I'm so grateful. Like, holy, it was like the most amazing gift I feel like I've ever been given, is finding all of you, Louise Hay's work, and yeah, this workshop. It's
Great.
holy. It really is a game changer.
Great.
Very grateful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And Victoria, I'm going to turn it over to you again, but I want to tell people if they have a question they want to ask, just go ahead and put it in the chat and we will be happy to answer some questions. So Victoria, if you would give sort of an overview of the week and what people can expect and what they're taking home with them.
I sure can. I'm going to just build on what Coralie said. You know, you believe you're coming to gain all these different things, but in addition to gaining, you're also letting go of things that have been holding you back. So thank you for that, Coralie. So let's go to the 10-day format. First of all, I've got a few notes here, so I might be looking around and I'll be watching the chat as well. So we're going to start on, of course, the October 17th. And so the very first day, we start at 4 p.m. It's an opening circle. We have some time to get to know each other. We have a little reception in the evening so that we can spend some time together socially. The next 2 full days, we do this 2-day Heal Your Life workshop that Patricia was speaking of earlier. And we do it a little differently. We ask you to take your teacher training hat off and to put participant hat on and to experience that 2-day workshop as a participant. And we do that because even though we know you've done a lot of spiritual growth to get where you are now, we want you to have the experience of going through everything one more time, going through it as a group, seeing what's going to be uncovered for you this time. And then after those 2 days, we put the Kleenex away and we move into a recap. We go ahead and we do a recap of everything that we've covered so far, answer a lot of questions that have come up. And we move into then the next day, we are doing learning sessions for the next several days. We're doing learning sessions. I'm making them immersive so that we are including with them our environment in beautiful Banff, getting to take advantage of nature. And sometimes people ask me, so is it a classroom and just, from 9 to 5, you teach every day? And I say, no. I cannot listen to myself talk that long. Never mind, you guys have to listen to me talk that long. So no, not at all. How it works is very interactive. We'll do an exercise. We'll do some sharing. We'll do some learning. We sprinkle in that personal growth throughout all of the training, and it's woven beautifully so that you are never feeling the strain of sitting in a classroom setting for a long period of time. Then on the boat, we do some one-on-one work as well, because of course we're combining in this training component for coach training as well. And so there's group work, there's one-on-one work. We're doing a full afternoon off that you'll have to yourself, or to participate in a planned group excursion. That will be up to you, what you feel you need at the time. And then a couple of more days of training and really honing our skills, putting into practical use everything that you've learned. And then I have Patricia's permission to hold our graduation on an evening, so we can have an evening party, and you'll receive both of your certifications, Heal Your Life Workshop Teacher, as well as Heal Your Life Coach. Did you want me to talk more right now, Patricia, about what is in those trainings, or would you like me to hand it back to you?
For for right now. Well, I know I want to say that, to put questions in the chat if anybody has one, but one question that always comes up is about the cost and what discounts you offer. And I know you're offering a discount right now for people on the webinar. So
I am. So everyone who is on the webinar, and I just am making a note here. I want to just, before I tell you about that, I just want to tell you one more thing. People always ask me, do you do this online? And as Patricia said, no, we don't, because of that personal connection that is really needed. And every single person, when they come to the training, has said to me, oh, now I see why you don't do it online. We just couldn't do this online. However, I have added a little component before and after the training online as a bonus to you that is included in your tuition. So we do several sessions beforehand together as a group on Zoom. We record them if you can't attend them. And then after as well, because that's when those practical questions come up, whether it's setting up your business or how to deal with a specific coaching client, or what you want to do in a particular workshop setting. So there's sessions afterwards, and I continue those on, we do quite a few back to back, and then I continue them on monthly after that. For as long as you show up, those meetings are there for you. So the cost of the program includes your hotel room and most of your meals. And I have to say, I've just been working on the menus, and they are yummy. So the cost is 6,997 Canadian dollars. If you are in Canada, there is GST on that. If you're not, there's no GST. And the discount is $200 off of your registration. So what that looks like is the registration is normally $12.95, and that would come off your total of $6,997. So now your deposit will be $1,095, and then that comes off of your total. So your actual total balance is $6,797, and like I said, does include your accommodation.
mm-hmm. Great. I'm not sure if she's frozen a little bit.
Oh, am I frozen?
No, you're not now. Okay, you were just for a second.
Okay.
For a second. And I do want to say that, the combination of putting together the workshop leader and the coach, you actually leave with really a full career at the end of this training. And when the program first started and Louise approved the workshop leader training, there was no official coaching program anywhere, actually. And it just became clear after a number of years that there really was a need to train Heal Your Life workshop leaders as coaches also, because that whole profession was increasing so much. And what I can assure you is that those two trainings together are really, really powerful. and that I built a full-time career using those two things, the workshop leader and coaching. And so I absolutely know that if you have the commitment and put the time and energy into it and follow along with all the support that Victoria gives afterwards, that you can absolutely do the same thing as well. For years, we had the two programs, different times. And that was okay for a period of time. But again, a few years ago, then we changed again and said, you know what, let's try putting them together. And so we've been very happy with being able to do that as well. So, I just want to assure you that, the investment that you make is really an investment in a whole new career. And it's personally transformational for you. And then you have the opportunity to offer others this transformation that is so, so amazing. So I really encourage you to really meditate on it and decide to go because it really is. It's a wonderful program. Okay, so the cost, that's one question that we always get. Another question is always, what is the difference actually? And although it seems kind of obvious, what's the difference between workshop leader and coach? I finally came up with an answer that seems to make a lot of sense to people. And that is that the workshop leader training and program is you're working with a group normally. Now, some people do one-to-one workshops, but you're working with a group. You get some manuals to take home with you that guide you through all of the exercises in, a very wonderful way. But you're working with a group, and you, as the workshop leader, you have the agenda. And so you have a particular way that you're doing things, although you're responding to people's questions and their, learning, etc., as you go through the program, as you go through the workshop. But as a coach, your client sets the agenda. So you're still using all the Heal Your Life techniques, but you are adapting them in different ways. And that takes the skill. And that's where you really gain the skill in the training, because that takes skill to be able to do that and really meet the needs of your client with the techniques, but not in a regimented way, in a very flexible way. So would any of the three of you like to add anything to that about, just the coaching process? I know that Chris and Merlene, you're pretty, familiar with that and experienced with that. Coralie, you're our newest workshop leader and coach. And so you may not have gotten all that experience quite yet, but I know that you have a wonderful background for offering it as well. So Chris, anything you'd like to offer about, especially coaching or combining the two? Yeah.
For sure. Well, in regards to the coaching, every day, 5 or 6 days a week with my practice, as I mentioned before, I'm a herbalist. I also perform acupuncture, several other modalities, but I really incorporate on a daily basis so many of the teachings with Louise. I find so many people, if they have physical health issues or things such as PTSD, anxiety, depression, there is always a connection about how they feel about themselves, deservability, all of these things that Louise has brought to the forefront. So I am using these techniques every day, and it has made such an amazing change with my clients. And just how Patricia was talking before about this is also an amazing career. I use it every day for the last several years, these teachings, and it's made things so much better for my clients for sure.
Yeah. And that's wonderful because I've heard that as well from massage therapists, from yoga teachers, and from a number of other people that do alternative work that, they're able to just help their clients so much more profoundly with adding in this work as well. Yeah, that's great.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Okay. Merlene, unmute yourself.
Sorry. I think that it's just such a valuable experience to be both a coach and to have the training. There's so much synergy between them. And as you said, Patricia, I think the main difference is that you have an audience when you are teaching the course. And so there's a lot of interaction. When you're coaching, it is so much more personal and it is so much more of a respectful, honoring technique that you use, because my whole idea of coaching is that you help the person discover what's inside of them. Like all your learning, all your answers are within. And it's just a platform that, that you can offer respectfully and with dignity, and just to be able to ask the right questions and to probe enough that they can discover for themselves, and to be there to support them when they're making those transitions. So it's a beautiful process. It really is. And it's definitely a wonderful relationship, coach and coachee.
Great. Okay. Coralie, was there anything else you'd like to add at this point?
I did do a little bit back in December, January, and
Oh, good.
I think they're both the same things, but then yeah, I have to get back on that. But I love it.
Okay.
I've had a life coach and I've had the value. I've had Victoria at the beginning and then I had one before. So I definitely see the value of having a life coach.
Mhm.
I'm excited to do it.
Right. Right. It really helps you achieve the goals that you have when you have someone that you're accountable to every week, which is wonderful, or however often the coaching happens. And one thing to also, in terms of those of you, you know, asking about the investment and what are you going to do later, is that when you have a workshop, people in your workshop want to sign up for your coaching because they get to know you and get to trust you. And that's so important in the coaching relationship, is just to, have that trust. And then those who come to you for coaching initially then are interested in a workshop. So there's a wonderful synergy between the two of those. That is really wonderful. And let me go back to Victoria now. And Victoria, anything else you want to share? And then there's a couple other questions to answer. So
Well, I'm really excited to be offering the two trainings in one. And this is a great opportunity for people coming to this 2021 training, because generally I do that 1 week of workshop teacher training, then 1 week of coach training. And so by combining these two now in 10 days with doing that component online before and after, they are able to get that certification training at a lower price point, as well as in a shorter period of time. So it fits into people's busy schedules. And whether they are adding this to an existing business, like Chris was mentioning, and Corley, I know that you added into everything that you do as well, or they're starting something new. Patricia, I really appreciated what you said, that you leave with a business.
mhm.
And we'll be covering marketing and, of course, everything else with that as well. But I'm sure we'll talk about that more.
And there's a lot to marketing. When the training first started, there was really no Facebook or Instagram or any of those things. And we just put little ads in magazines, and Louise would talk about the training. So things have changed so much. And so we've had to adapt a lot along the way. And so I do want to talk now just about what we can offer online. So the training is still primarily in person with some additional before and after, and of course, a lot of support afterwards. But, when the pandemic started, we had to really look at all of our Heal Your Life teachers and coaches. Well, the coaches were already doing things on Zoom and by phone, but the workshop leaders were virtually all doing everything in person. And so what we began doing last year is adapting a lot of the workshops that were already available to be able to go online. And so there are a lot of short workshops, 3-hour workshops. And Victoria, you can talk about some of the weekly ones that you've led. So we've adapted a lot of that. And some of the materials you're going to get at the training. There's some other materials if you wanted to add on to that there is a really very reasonable cost for those. But I just want to assure you that when you finish the training, you'll be able to do a combination of in-person and online. And some of the countries are starting to open up, which is really great. And some are still pretty much closed down and doing just online kinds of things. And we have a lot of our Heal Your Life teachers who are doing things online. And one of our open Facebook groups is Heal Your Life Worldwide. And you can look there and you can see more of what some of the teachers are doing, workshop leaders are doing. So Victoria, how about sharing about the experiences you've had with doing some things online? Because I know you've done quite a bit in the last year.
Absolutely. Let me just say that's one of the great things about the Heal Your Life program is that it is an internationally recognized program. So when you are a workshop teacher and you are a Heal Your Life coach, you can practice anywhere in the world, whether it is online with clients from all over the world, or whether you are going to Thailand on a vacation and you want to add in a workshop to teach while you're there. That's open to you as an internationally recognized program. And we do accept students from all over the world as well to the training in Banff. So online teaching, it's been really great. I've learned a lot of different things teaching workshops online that are different than in person. And so one thing that I was really worried about was just really being able to connect deeply because there's so much nuance when we're in person. And I found that by teaching the Heal Your Life workshops, for me personally, I kept my groups small and they were very intimate. And I would do them, in 5-week segments, 5 weeks in a row, take a break, 5 weeks in a row. And you can do them as individual, 1 hour, 3 hours. You're going to get everything you need for 14 different workshops and be able to mix and match those when you come to the training. And that way, when you go home and you want to teach online or in person, you've got that script. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. And Patricia, we appreciate that so much that, you were the pioneer, the frontiers woman who did all of that and brought that to us. And so it made that transition into online very easy.
Yeah. And we've also done some special training. We've done some free training on how to use Canva, lots of tips for online. So we did a lot of special extra training this past year for people, getting online. And so Victoria, also, I think another question that comes up is that how much do you charge when you're going to do workshops, whether they're online or in person?
So I'm sorry?
Just as kind of a general, because
Just a general idea. Okay.
yeah.
So for a 2-day workshop, I generally charge somewhere between like $330 and $350. And so, when you have 10 people at an in-person 2-day event, that's $3,500 that you're bringing in. You'll have a little bit of overhead with your meeting room. If you're providing coffee breaks or meals, then that will be in your overhead as well, but not necessary. And then online, I don't have that overhead and I do charge less. So generally speaking, I work it out to be so that I will be being paid about $200 per online event and per person, of course. And so it has been a wonderful career that has been able to be pandemic proof. And and gives me lots of opportunity and variety. So, I can be out with the people, I can be in different cities, provinces. I've even taught workshops in different countries, or I can be in my office with my little puppy sleeping at my feet. I love it either way.
Okay. Yes, Merlene, unmute yourself, please.
Okay. Just brings up another point too, Victoria, that you can do it in a span of time that you can't do it normally when people are from out of town. That you can, that's a really nice aspect of it, that you can stretch it out to a 5-week and no one has to travel.
Yes. And I'm putting Victoria's email in the chat to everyone. And Victoria, I don't remember your phone number, so if you can put it in there so people can call you if they'd like to.
I sure can. I'll just let people know who aren't in the chat. The website is thetraining.ca. So that's THE training.ca. The email is healyourlifecoach@gmail.com and 1-780-228-1238 is my phone number. 1-780-228-1238. And you can call or you can text, whatever works for you.
And the email that went out actually has your email, your phone number, and it has the emails for our 3 other panelists in there.
Wonderful.
So feel free to contact any of them. Now, we're not done yet. I just wanted to give you all that information right now. Okay. But I also wanted to talk about the licensing program that is part of the training at this point. And when Louise first approved the training, it was with a hug and a handshake. And that was fine back then. Business in many ways was a lot simpler in some ways. And so she just said, okay, put it together and we'll sit down and work it out and then you can go do it. And we did. And then as time went on, some things with Hay House changed, and Louise's movie, You Can Heal Your Life, came out. And of course, that was very popular. And the trademark lawyer at Hay House actually was the one who called us and said, we know you're training and things are changing now. We're going to be trademarking You Can Heal Your Life and Heal Your Life. And we wanted to know if you would like to have a licensing program with Hay House. And then your groups would be the only ones that would actually officially be licensed to be able to use the term Heal Your Life for the training. And of course, we were thrilled and said, absolutely, we want to be part of that. And so that started in 2009. And at that point, the training had been going for about 14 years. And so there is a training component in the training where Victoria will be going over the licensing agreement, which has just all the different parameters that you need to be aware of. And there's also a licensing cost per year, and that is $99 US per year. And that gives you the opportunity to use the Heal Your Life, not only the term, but the logo that's been created, all the logos that are used, and also all the copyrighted materials that come along with the program. And in addition to that, you get a free course every year that's actually worth $99. So, you're getting a new course that you can teach every year, which is wonderful. And also continually, we have new training that's free online, and we have a third Thursday, we call it, where we have a little special topic every month. And we get together on a private Facebook group worldwide. This isn't just, with the Canadian trainings, but also they have a private one for just Canada trainings as well. But then we have the worldwide one. And so the licensing program has been a wonderful addition to it because it gives us another level of professionalism.
Absolutely. And it's just such a great value as well with that free course.
Yes. And that's
Yes.
pretty exciting too. So, okay.
So while Patricia has a drink, I just wanted to let you know a little bit about the registration process.
Yeah.
And that is, if you go to the website, thetraining.ca, there is a page there that is called Register. And you can go to the very first link, the PayPal link there. That's the one with the discount that you get for the webinar, and register through there. So once you register, what happens is I am going to send you an information package, and it's going to have Patricia's book in it, Ordering from the Cosmic Kitchen. And it's going to have your welcome, your registration form, all of that. In addition, I give you the gift of being able to participate in something that's called the Learning Portal. So I gift you that so that you can take yourself as a student through the 5-week learning portal that then you will be able to access and pass on to your students and to your coachees once you are certified as a Heal Your Life teacher and coach as well. So how great that you're able to immerse yourself in that before you even get to the training. And then, of course, we'll be covering all of the how-tos about that at the training as well. And anyone who has questions before they register, please reach out to me. Again, the email is healyourlifecoach@gmail.com, or by telephone is fine as well. Either way.
Oh, well, and thank you for bringing up the Learning Portal, because that has been a wonderful addition to online work. And it was actually created with our 2 India trainers and Rick and I in 2018. And initially things were all still in person, so we weren't getting as much interest in that. And once the pandemic hit, it was like, oh, this is the perfect vehicle to at least begin. And then we began adding other workshops. But the content in the Learning Portal is already set up for you with meditations and journaling questions and the content in it. And so you become a facilitator once a week with that. But it's a wonderful gift that you're offering, Victoria. So thank you for that. That's really
It's my pleasure.
Very nice. Yeah, that's beautiful. Because I know some of the teachers are charging like over $200 to take people through that. So that really is just a beautiful gift. Great. Okay, so you've got all your personal information in there, for contacting you for the training. We will be sending out recording. And so you can watch this again. You can pass it on to your friends if you would like to. There's no need to keep it private. You can let other people know about it, but we'll be sending out that email again with contact information for Victoria and the training and our 3 fabulous panelists. So I'm now going to go to our panelists again and just ask them for any closing remarks that they would like to share with the group. And I'll go ahead and start with Chris.
Sorry about that. You know, so much of what everyone said, it just brings me back to the times of doing the workshops and the training. And we all deserve to invest this way in ourselves.
Mm.
You know, when we invest in ourselves and we learn about ourselves, we take that out into the universe and we're better able to help everyone else that we're looking to help. And I highly recommend everyone. I hope we see you in October in Banff. It's going to be an amazing training, a gorgeous, gorgeous place to have the training. And I look forward to seeing all of you there.
Great, thank you. Merlene, you have to unmute yourself.
Sorry.
Okay.
There we go. I think that it can be kind of lonely inside sometimes, and to be able to come to a place where you know that you can be authentic and that you can be embraced and recognized and heard for what you want to share and what you need to share. And that's really what the training is all about. That's what the 2 days for sure is about. And it just gives you such a solid framework and solid groundwork to start with. And you recognize that you are not alone, that you are definitely not alone, that there are alignments and similarities everywhere, no matter where you come from or what's your frame of reference. And sometimes people come from all over the world, but we are all alike. And to be able to share that is fabulous. To be able to learn from that is even more fabulous. And to be able to grow from that is even more fabulous. And that's what the training involves. It gives you all of that. And it gives you an opportunity to not only expand yourself, but to expand others in the process. To Banff, we'd love to see you.
Thank you. Okay, Carly.
I just wanted to say that, yeah, I really think that this is just one of the greatest things that you can ever do for yourself. And I didn't say it when I was talking about my time there before, but honestly, I feel it right now. I think that my favorite thing about the training, and I'm going to try not to cry, is just that I never was surrounded by so much love, like the most beautiful, unconditional love in my whole entire life. And I know I'm not the only person who felt that way. Every single person there felt that way. We really did. I did come out with the most beautiful family that I ever could have asked for, dreamt of, anything. Victoria and Merlene, like being here with both of you today, you both were just absolute angels, like that 2 weeks. And yeah, I think that I I use this, everything that I learned there, I use in my everyday life. And whether, honestly, I feel like whether I'm actually teaching the workshops or not, like Victoria mentioned to me a week ago, I live it. So like these things, because I'm learning to love myself and that I deserve these amazing things are coming into my life. Like just literal pure magic is the way that I feel about my life right now. And I think it was all, a huge part of it I owe to the Heal Your Life and Louise Hay and Patricia for creating these workshops, and Victoria and Merlene. I love you two so, oh my gosh. I'm so unbelievably grateful. It honestly did change my life. And I tell everyone I come across.
Well, can I just say something?
Sure.
Am I good? I'm not on mute. That you don't have to be in a workshop to be teaching. And I think that your life right now is a huge element of teaching others. Your transformation is piquing others' interest, and yeah.
It's true. Your life is your message.
Mhm.
Yes.
Your life is your message. And, you know, people go home from the training and other people tell them, you look 5 or 10 years younger, you know? So, hey, that's a big benefit right there. Wonderful. Okay, Victoria.
If only we could put that in a bottle, right?
Right.
I do, this wasn't what I was planning on saying, but I want to share it anyways. And I know Corley would be okay with this. Um, I want you to know that we all feel scared and vulnerable. And I remember going into my training and thinking, I'm going to be sitting in a room with people I don't know, being very honest and open and taking down all my walls. And honestly, it was really scary. And it was an experience that changed my life. And I still get scared doing things. And it's okay because I know that I'm in this global community and we all support each other. Corley shared with me last week one of her fears going into a workshop. I was driving down the highway in the middle of nowhere and I pulled over and I'm like, Corley, what? Tell me more. And we shared, and we were both blessed by that sharing. And that's what helps us grow in life. It's just so beautiful. I do want to say, thank you, Corley. I do want to say that we keep the group quite small. So for this particular group, we've got a very large meeting space with a beautiful outdoor area in the Banff Park Lodge and Conference Center. And I'm thinking that we're going to stay around 20, maybe one or two over. And then plus the assistants, of course. And so I think we have about 5 spaces left. So I would love to hear from you. The discount that I am offering on the registration deposit is good until July 1st. And then after that, it will go back to the regular price of $69.97, which is an amazing price still for everything that you receive.
Great. Yes, it absolutely is. Absolutely. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. Be sure to contact Victoria or any of the panelists, you know, with any questions that you have afterwards. I just opened Louise's Meditations to Heal Your Life again, and I'm just going to give you the affirmation that I turned to, and it's new and wonderful experiences now enter my life. I am safe. So that was a perfect one to just come up with in this book for today. So again, thank you all, and we look forward to having you in the Heal Your Life family. Lots of love. We love you.
Thank you to everyone.
Bye-bye.